Hi guys, it's Chris at Cork and Crown, back at my cider desk, not the cider shed, with some more perry to try. So I started doing some films in the shed, but we're getting an extension built and I can't get down the garden to the shed currently because my cider shed is a garden shed. It's just a garden shed. It's nothing massive or impressive. I love it dearly, but it's just a shed. So we're back in the office. So we're going to be moving around a lot given the building work. So we'll see what happens. But today we're going to do something I've never had before. I'd never heard of before. It's from Cwm Maddoc. So we had their Betty Prosser, which is a super rare varietal. There's like not that many trees, like 10, 15 trees that we know of, something like that. This is a single variety. Perry, look at the colour. I mean, look at the colour. That does not look like a perry, the colour. I mean, it's brassy, which makes you think perry, but the deepness of it, the amber aspect makes me think cider more than perry. It's called Knapper. Knapper, never heard of it. I believe it's from West Gloucestershire, so on the sort of Welsh border, basically. This comes from a remnant orchard that Jeremy Harris got permission to pick from. There was 3 trees. There was a Knapper, Turner's Barn, and I think Staunton Squash was the 3rd one. But yeah, they got this identified. What does it say on the back? It says single variety medium perry 2022, a fruity summery drink, spicy and oaky with a hint of burnt orange. Punchy taste at the start, followed by a smooth finish made in a small batch of 80 litres from a single tree in a remnant orchard in the Mono Valley. 100% juice, wild yeast fermentation, unfiltered and unpasteurised. 5.7%. So I did see a review of this by accident. I didn't mean to, and I did. I'm trying to forget about that though, because I want to form my own opinion of it. So pet nat, so it shouldn't be super fizzy, but there was a hiss and we have bubbles, as you can see. Do we have a smoking? We have a little bit of a smoking gun. It's already stopped smoking, but it was smoking the gun, but you can see the bubbles rising, can't you? So this is fascinating. This is fascinating. We're going to put it in the artist straw glass because it deserves it. Pour it out. Nice fizz, nice bubbles, nice fine mousse. We like that. Look at the colour once more. Let's hold something up this time behind it. So there you go, look at that. There you go. See, that's very, I mean, it is brassy, what I call brassy, but super deep colour for a perry that. Super deep. I don't recall seeing one that colour before. Usually much lighter in colour than that. They go from like green, like a greenish colour, to like what I call a brassy sort of amber colour, but not usually to this degree. Let's smell it. Interesting nose. Interesting nose. So, there's something in there straight away makes me think, I think I know what it is and I can't get it. This is going to bug me. There is something, Jeremy said burnt orange. I do get something a bit like that in there. It's making me think of something sweet. I think it's like a honey. I think it's making me think of like a chestnut honey, something like that, like a dark honey. But I do think there's some sort of orangey notes to it, but kind of like not like an orange flavour, like orange squash kind of thing. The hints of that to it. Yeah, and in terms of pear, not a lot. But that's not to say there isn't anything going on. But a hint of sulphur, just a hint, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, it smells really interesting. It smells like it's going to be very rich. What did he say again? Fruity, summery drink, spicy and oaky. Okay. With a hint of burnt orange. Let's try it. Okay. This is unlike any perry I've ever had. It's slightly confusing because if you'd given it to me blind, I wouldn't have known what you'd given to me. I'd start to think, is it quince or something like that? It's making me think more like quince. But it's not bone dry, it's off dry. It says medium, but he doesn't like particularly sweet stuff. So this is a dry medium. But I'd say, yeah, medium, I'd give it that, but not loads of sugar by any stretch of the imagination. I think, so I like this. However, I think because it's confusing, it can taint your opinion of it. It's possible that it can taint your opinion of it because expectation is a big part of enjoyment. If you expect one thing and you get another, you can think you don't like it because it hasn't met your expectations. It's confounded them, and I think this confounds expectation. That doesn't mean it's a bad drink because it's not. It's really interesting. It's really interesting, but it is by no means a standard perry by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah, this is like a dark honey thing. So, no tannin to speak of. Fine bubbles, very nice. There is a bit of pear character in. Quite a tart pear character to make me think it's like citrusy sort of character. I feel like that slightly honeyed character comes through on the palate as well. I think I'm getting a hint of orange. I think I am getting a hint of orange. Spicy Jeremy Rowe. I could say that. There's quite a lot of subtle things going on, very subtle things going on in my mouth. And they're really interesting. But it's a real outlier in terms of perry. But I'm really glad I tried this. And I'm glad I've had the opportunity through Jeremy. People call him Jerry. I tend to call him Jeremy. I don't know which one to call you, Jeremy. Jeremy, whichever. I'm glad I've had the opportunity to try it because it's really interesting. And that slightly dark honey thing on the nose every time I put it in my mouth, with my nose in the glass, I really like. Low acid. It's got a little bit of freshness, a little bit of acidity. It's balanced for sure. There's a richness to it though, which is unusual. It's an unusual perry, but absolutely valid. Totally valid, really interesting. I'd love to try more Knapper from more trees and more producers, if they even exist, just to see what it does in different sort of environments and different cider makers, etc., perry makers, just to get more of a broad feel for what Knapper can do. But this is interesting, really interesting. I got like one box of it. I've got maybe, I don't know how many I've got, very few. It's not online yet. It will be online to buy at some point very soon. But yeah, totally worth trying, as is everything from Jeremy at Cwm Maddoc. That's Knapper 2022. We like, just because it's so interesting and it's broadened our palate, our perry palate, and we appreciate that. So guys, thank you for joining me back at the cider desk, or the perry desk I should say. I hope you join me again. But until that time, cheers.